Hi, welcome again. In this video you can see there are some stylized grass all over the place, and the important thing is all these grass is created right inside Unreal Engine without using any other external software, right? And also, like, we have a huge amount of grass and our frame rate is over 60 and right now is 80 frames per second, and I have a entry level GPU is RTX 2060. All right, and let's see how we can create this grass inside Unreal Engine. First, we need to install a plugin called OneGrass engine. You can get it from the marketplace, and that's the only requirement you need to do. And after you have installed that plugin into your engine, go to edit in your project, plugins, and search for OneGrass. Try to make sure you have clicked this enabled checkbox, and that's all you have to do. And then in your content browser, select view options and make sure you click this show engine content and show plugin content. Now I assume you have installed that plugin into your project, so we can get started. Now I'm going to show you how to load the default map that I showed earlier so you can see what you are working on. So here on your content browser, select this search icon, so here, and then you can search over here and type OneGrass, and then you have a directory called OneGrass engine content. Select that and go to the examples directory. Now I'm going to select the OneGrass stylized example map. Here we have quite variants of grass created in Unreal Engine, and if you want to see the static version of this grass, and you can go to the examples directory, the same directory, go to the static grass, and here go to the stylized directory, and you have set up grass that we have created here. And let me open one of them. Alright, something like this. And then if you double click that, and you have this grass static mesh, and you can see the LOD 0, which is about like 216 triangles quite locally. And I can go further, and you can see now it's on LOD 3 and we have like 26 triangles. So since it's quite locally, you can have a really high amount of grass without worrying about performance at all. You can see we are getting 120 frames per second for this screen, but if you go to full screen, you're getting around 80 frames per second, and it's quite nice. Right, now you have a proper idea of what we are creating here in Unreal Engine, and let's start making some grass from scratch. Here in this case, I'm gonna open a new level so we can start fresh, right, like this. Then I'm gonna click this place actors tab. If you can't see this tab, you can simply enable it by going to window and selecting this place actors section. And here I'm gonna go for the all classes tab, and then I'm going to search for OneGrass. Right, then you have a item like OneGrass card maker. Simply drag that into your scene. So now we are going to work creating some grass over here, and go to the details panel. You have some options like this, and I'm going to show you how to use them. And then from your content browser, go to the OneGrass engine content, and go to the atlases, and go to the stylized section, and we have a couple of atlases over here. And I'm going to select one of them. Let's say Stylized Fern. Now here inside the Atlas directory, and we have set up textures, Atlas textures, and we are going to use these textures to create grass. And first we have the opacity slot over here, and I'm going to drag the opacity texture here. Likewise, I'm going to drag the base color, normal, and the roughness. And here the only requirement is you need to have at least opacity texture, so other textures are completely optional. Then you can simply hit this segment now button. Then it will break these individual items in this atlas, so you can click this show next segment and browse here and there. Right, now our idea is to center this segment into the middle over here. In order to do that, we can simply use this shift and rotate section to do that, but there's a very simple way. You can simply hit this auto transform all button. So basically it will do that for us. And there are some other options. You can always check our documentation on how to use these things. And then now we're trying to scatter these items. So for example, simply let's just hit this button. So basically it will try to scatter some grass like this over here. Still it's nice, but I'll try to do some changes. For example, right now the scattering range is like 0.1 to 0.9 something over here, but I'll try to change it like 0.3 to 0.7. Right, and I'm going to hit this scatter now button again. You get the idea. We're going to scatter like this, and there are some other options. You can simply play with them. I think 10 items is quite high in this case. I'm going to go with 8. yeah, I kind of like this one. Then I'm gonna hit this make single card button. Then if we create a single card of these grass with these scattered items, okay, you get the idea. Right, then let me select that. Okay, now I'm gonna create a cluster of cards. Right, I'm gonna hit this button and it will create a cluster of grass like this. Again, you can play with these options and scatter some of the cards that we created on this section. Of course, you can again check the documentation for more information. Now this is just like a preview version of our grass. Now we are gonna bake this grass into some location we like. So in this case, I'm gonna type the directory on my content directory. Let's say I'm gonna create something on site grass / let's say stylized like fern or something like that. Right, then I'm going to hit bake mesh. Then it will create a static version of this grass inside this location. And let's go to this place. I'm going to go to my root content directory. Okay, then inside the grass directory, and then we have something called stylized fern. Right, this is the grass that we created right now. And I'm going to double click this static mesh. You can see now, yeah, it's looking great. Right now you can see we have like around like 260 triangles, and there is only one LOD here. But now I'm going to show you how to create a couple of LODs just within a few seconds. In this details panel, and scroll down, and there's a section called LOD settings. And here select foliage as my LOD group. And then about the LOD numbers, number of LODs I need to have, let's put 4 over here. And I'm going to simply hit the apply changes button. Then it will create 4 LODs for me. Now here I'm looking at LOD 0. You can see on the laptop. Then I scroll like this, and yeah, my LODs are changing. Now I'm at the LOD 3 and there are 26 triangles, and yeah, that's exactly what we need. Then it's a good idea to go file and save all, so it will save everything. Now basically you can use this grass with any kind of like grass related tool in UnrealEngine. Right now I'm gonna simply drag this into my scene like this. Then I'm gonna simply play this level a little bit, and you can see, yeah, these are the grass that we created. Right, again, like now if you want to do more customization for especially about colors, and you can simply hit this material instance that we created, and here you can again the grass tint. For example, let me remove a little bit of green and let me add a little bit of red over here. So basically you can tweak the colors and the wind settings and all these things you can do from this material instance. Here with OneGrass engine we have shipped 4 stylized atlases, but we're going to ship more quite soon. If you want to get more of these kind of stylized grass, and one of the best places is the Adobe Substance as a store, you can get quite a lot of stylized grass, and also you can create these grass using Adobe Photoshop, or you can actually use something like Substance Designer as well. So I'm going to add links on some of the tutorials that you can use for create these atlases. Alright then, that's it for today. See you soon with something interesting. Bye.